Brought my little heater. What you call it say? How Cookie said? I got my heater. What's that line he got? Before that's the same thing like the apostle. It's an aftertaste. Hold on, the music seemed to be cold, so I grabbed the heater. Who you don't say that, Joker? Yeah, Austin. That Joker ain't nothing but a thief and a robber. You know that you don't say that. Oh, he was talking about you. The music seemed to be cold. Grab the heater. Talking about you? Nigga, you ain't nobody. I thought he was talking about the pistol. Oh, yeah, that's your dad's friend. I'm sorry to hear that. That's your dad's best friend, too, ain't it? Yeah, he started shopping his mother. You know, they got store sale best friend. I don't even go to that store your daddy got him from. I thought they closed down. Whoa. All right, we're going to talk to y'all a little bit here, you who are willing. Once I write down what I got to put up here. Romans chapter. How Uncle Ted doing? Anybody talking to Uncle Ted? You know, he called, he need to be slapped. He called Uncle Ted. Get what he going to ask him. Talking about what's shaking? Man, you need to be slapped in your mouth. That ain't right. Call Uncle Ted and say no stuff like that. You know we don't play like that around here. Yeah, we don't do that. That's my Uncle Ted. I can't them nigga call me. Man, we sing, man, that's bad. I do want to say I appreciate Hayward. That's hard. I got to. Yeah, I do. He showed up. He showed out. That man called some stuff, man. Listen, 3 times in a row. Just flat. 3 times in a row today. That man just flat. He owned it. He owned it. I can't do nothing. I mean, I can't fight it. He called it. You see, where the other read at? Chris wants you to get ready to read. Oh, it's just Leon. He's told her. He said, he around there. He said he's searching, doing locking doors, checking stuff. He said, I heard Chris trying to read that Romans 15:4. Read what? I said, he been told. He said, full blown. He been told. He said, man, we wanted to eat that Fogo. Y'all know that meat, lamb. Man, they got a new beef shank. Look like a lamb leg. Listen, just melt it. Listen, you don't even chew it. You just put it in your mouth like cotton candy. It just melt. That be real. Listen, melt in your mouth. Shank, leg of lamb, bottom, all that stuff. That top, so that not no top, so it got all that stuff. Craig had a plate piled up like that. Man, that Cole would eat him up so bad that Omicron. That man wasn't eating up a french fry. That man had 6 plates of french fry. Man, meat piled up. Listen, we were trying to figure out where the meat was going. He just throwing on the table. We like, I ain't even know it. Hayward brought it. Cause I can't see everything. I'm trying to watch out for I can't keep up with everything. We celebrating just the birthday, so I can't keep up. We trying to keep him, had to keep up. Man, he said, they looked down there, and he said, and Leon told he said, then you said something about drinking them limeade? I said, well, I don't drink it because that carnation milk, man, Chris' lip was just white. So they told him, he said, I think Chris done had about 3 or 4 of them limeade. He hadn't had no water, Omicron ate him up. All he could have a couple, he just let church lip like that and put it down. He was dried out there. Hey, what's that? I tried to tell you, full blown. He said, please, that man ain't know me. All he ate was french fries. He let the water touch his lip. Man, Omicron ain't no joke now. Y'all be careful out here. They don't sit right to fry. It'll mess you up. Get well, Craig. Get well soon. Yeah, we miss him. Ain't that right? Ain't that right? But y'all folks off the chain, though. That done Hayward. And y'all know I ain't like it, too. It hurt me so bad when Hayward right. But I couldn't fight it. Hayward said he finna just start letting stuff out. I'm finna just start calling stuff out, let you see. So I told him, I said, Hayward, please don't tell me nothing about me, because it hurt me. I said, I had a bad call. I said, that man called 3 things right today in a row. I said, Hayward, you been here a long time. I ain't never heard you call that right, especially 3 things. I said, I'm scared right now. I said, don't tell me that, because you just calling stuff. You know what I'm saying? He might be on one of them rhythm systems or something. All right, this is Romans. Y'all off the chain. Romans 15:4. Listen.
For whatsoever things Nikatab aforetime.
For whatever Nikatab was written before.
Nikatab for our lament.
We talked about that. It was written to teach. I always want to consider that. I told you going in, You don't want to go in blind. It's good to make sure you always remember your base. I got to have a base when I go in here, right? What we said that base was, Joy, you remember? Remember we called it? Foundation. That's right. That's our base. That's our foundation. Isn't that right? That's like sometimes them guys be out, they'll go out somewhere. The military, they'll know they're going back to base. That's their foundation.
Yeah.
That's their principal place. They go right back to the principal place. Get back to base. You can go out and do other stuff. The goal to tell you, try to make it back to base. That's what we're doing. So what we do, we start off from here. Just like they start off and go back to base, you left from now. So we're coming back to where we left from. This is where we start from what's written. Okay? And now we know why it was written, so it can show us, so it can teach us. Y'all got it? It's got to illustrate something. So that through
endurance.
That's right. Going through.
And Nakum of the Ketubim.
And consolation of the writings.
Might have your call.
That's some tikva. That's right. Well, you call the same thing, which is an expected weight. So what we at right now, we move from tikva, we still have tikva, that cord, that attachment, but then we also have an expectation. Right? Because when Shaul told us in 1 Corinthians, they had to go get it, 1 Thessalonians 4, about 17, 18, I don't know. He told him, henceforth was laid up for him a crown of Kai, and not only him, but all them that are Hab Yahuwah. And he said over here, who said up here it was low? Nobody said. Who said? I heard you back there. He said what? Well, that same thing, his coming appearance. That's right. So if we waiting for his appearance, his coming, that means we're expecting something, right? So we're waiting with an anticipation. So that's the goal. So now, for us to do that, then there are some things that we have to do. Okay? Let's see it right quick. Sit on. Oh my goodness. Let me see. See, is it your cold? Let me see. Oh my goodness. Let me see this. Yacob, let me see something, 119 first. Let me see. Yacob, they'll call it, no, they'll call it Yacob, oh no, we got this on me. Yacob 119. We'll come back and look at something else over there. Book of Yacob. They'll call it James. But what's believed is Shem was actually Yacob. They'll call him James today. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Let's see what he told us.
Wherefore, my Yedida Akim, let every ish be swift to Shama, slow to speak, slow to wrath.
That's what he tried to tell us to do. I had therefore my, well, they use another, he just, a hobby. Hold on for a minute. What you put? This for brother, for Akeem. Akeem, this what you're looking at now right here for beloved. A hobby. I think that's a hobby. For beloved here, Akeem, let every ish be swift to hear, that's quick, slow to speak, and slow to anger. Okay? These are the things that he set forth for us to do. Okay? Let's see what he told us.
For the wrath of Ish worketh not the Sadiq of Elohim.
It does not achieve the Sadiq of Elohim. So that's something that we want to try to make sure when we do something, we want to make sure that when we do it, it equates or equals out to that which he would allow or would have had to happen. Okay, a lot of times people have done things, he said, but that's not the way I would have done it. That's why it's to our benefit to make sure we quick to hear and slow to speak and slow to wrath. Okay, even Yahuwah, let's see something. Let's see a word. See if that's the 78, they call it Psalms, 78 division, about 28, which is Tahalim. This is 28 and 1. 78, please. 78. About 28. Something to consider. 7824. I'm sorry, 28. I took 20. Okay. That's why I'm coughing it up. That one I'm a crumb. I hear some coughing, so I grabbed the heater. You know, I'm trying to grab the heater. What?
Oh, man.
Oh, he's serious? That man, I'm doing a lot of coughing? No, I hadn't done that. I had to clear my throat. For me, this sage, I've been working that sage. When I can taste it. It's down. Can any of y'all taste that? If you, if I do like that, I can taste the sage inside because I've been burning it all day. I be at work, I have it on my desk. So they don't burn no sage. You know why they can't take? They ain't burn no sage. These folks out here blowing Omicron all in their face. They wonder what's wrong with them. That's it. When them lips turn white and they can't eat them French fries, we gonna know what's wrong with them. They'll be right there with Chris. Man, Chris, he was so broke down. I heard, he said, man, I'm telling you, and on a serious note too, on the same time, that Omicron, the symptoms really are though, the chronic back pain, stiffness. That's what it's got cold-like symptoms. So a lot of people are like, well, I don't have COVID. I'm just hurting real bad. They say it's real chronic pain. They're having real chronic pain as far as the back pain and other stuff they're doing, the stiffness. And that's what he was saying. A lot of folks, a lot of the people that got it, they talking about how stiff and how they hurting because that's one of the symptoms making their body kind of lock up and stiff. So be mindful of that. You have that to try to go ahead and get checked. But it's not death-defying. It ain't killing people. Like you notice, you're not hearing the killing just overloading because people are afraid. They put more emphasis on the thing than what it was. It really blew. They made it when they told us it came from Africa. Look how folks panicking. Everybody shut down country. They whole country shut down. And see, most of these folks don't know. Y'all do know America opened their border back up to Africa, South Africa, after the first. With this going on, it's opened back up after the first. So it ain't as deadly. They realize nobody dying from it. It's a real mild. It's just like a cold. Got it? But a lot of times people, they made all the, even with Corona, they made it worse. Of course, nobody want to catch it. But they make a lot of stuff worse than what it is by blowing it up. That's how they profit from your fears. When you're scared and you think you're going to die, you'll go buy, you'll spend, and you'll go with them to mandate stuff. Look at all the people they put all these massive mandates on. New York City, you can't go to a restaurant, a store, a courthouse, nowhere without a card and vaccination. Why they got the high numbers? They should have the lowest numbers. California, they should have the lowest numbers. All right. States with no mask got lower numbers than they gonna say, let's go, we got more people. You got more dumb people. You can't get no dumb them people. It ain't every individual person. 90% of everybody in California and New York are damn dumb. I'm just being honest. Some of the stuff these folks go for and they do, it don't make no sense. They should have grew up in the country. I would have took them to the country, they'd have learned a whole lot of stuff, youthful stuff. They went back to New York, they'd been a lot smarter. They be thinking they smarter than people because they yo, G, and all that. Nigga walk around their feet like they shovel. He walk around here slew-footed, sweeping. That stuff ain't impressing me. A grown man walk around with cardboard? Come on, man. If you ain't collect that cardboard making money with it, you just stupid. You know how them folks went to the hospital behind breakdancing spinning on their neck? Y'all went in that area. Yeah, a lot of that, man, they had so many problems with young folk going to the hospital back then because they were hurting their neck, they were spinning on their head. That came from New York. Then they wonder why their kid dumb as a sack of rock. What you think happened from what they did? I'm just telling you, then all of them got dropped feet, dropped arches, Run DMC didn't help nobody out with them flat toe, them shell toe. Ain't no arching them thing, man.
Nah.
Nigga around there slapping his foot like he Bird Rabbit. Pow, pow, pow. I'm like Bird Rabbit. You got no arch in your foot. I got them folks in the car. They did build a barefooted out of that stuff. All right, 7, 8. Listen, I still a hobby. I'm just being honest. Them two of the dumbest things. If you cut New York and cut California off, the world will balance. The balance will come back. That's why it's the scale tip. Most of our dumb people sit in these two places. Because they such airheads. The stupid stuff they think, damn near dying. They worry about trying to get on the line and see some fireworks go up. Man, y'all can't breathe. Y'all need to go home. They don't even make no sense. I mean, I don't know what to do with these folks, man. I don't know. All right, 7, 8, 28. Listen. Also, damn is not a curse word. It means blood. I'm talking about the blood. All right, so, that's not a cough. That's that smoke. You know what I'm saying? Now, is it wrong? They say ain't got the Omicron. I guarantee I want to eat more than French fries. I know I ain't got the Omicron. Listen.
And he let it fall in the midst of their camp, round about their habitations.
29.
So they did eat and were well filled, for he gave them their own desire.
See that? He gave them their desire. Their desires he gave them.
They were not estranged from their lust,
They were not separated from their lust.
but while their meat was yet in their paw,
Let's look at something. Let's look at lust. What were their lust? A sensual appetite regarded as sinful. A passionate desire for something. That's what he looked at. They had a passionate desire for something. And that kept them from it. This is a sentence or a statement. He knew that his lust for her had returned. A very strong sexual desire. So this was not what he was talking about, but it was equivalent to. This was, a lot of time we use lust, we typically reference it back to sexual desires because of the urge and the pull for a man or a woman to have relations. So a lot of time with lust, we typically kind of go back and correlate it back to sexual. But it can actually be a sensual appetite regarded as sinful. So what we look at was the things that they wanted. Their lust were things that were against Elohim's Torah. Okay? So although he gave them their law's desire, he said they weren't estranged from their lust. Okay? From the things that were regarded as kata. That's what we want to look at, because now what we can look at from this, just from reading it, okay? A passionate desire for something? No. We're looking at their appetite regarded as sinful. Okay? So now, and I'll tell you why I would regard that to appetite. Let's see if anybody can come up with the answer before I do it. Hands, let me see. Okay, hold on, Alex, please prepare the question. Okay, now, I chose this. A sensual appetite regarded as sinful. Okay, hand, let me see the hand. Who know they got the answer? Let me see. While y'all doing that, you mean you got to reference it to? Let me see. Do you trust your student back there? He said, yeah, he trusts. All right, well, let me see first. What we got? Let me see here. Who we don't never call? Who is that? Oh, listen. If Hayward get it right, do y'all know this will be 4 times Hayward got something right since he been here? Now this go, Hayward, you can mess up your track record and stay 3 times. Since you been here 3 times, you been right. That's in one day. He done got right more time in one day he done got since he been here. This will be 4 times. John, can he do it? Just ain't gonna be tight. There's a lot on the line. Hayward, you got the answer. Do y'all want to do this? Y'all want to do this? All right, Hayward, what's the answer? Who embarrassed you? How many of y'all agree with him? Good, because all y'all wrong. That's not the answer. Tell them what the answer is. The appetite of a man is never filled. Okay. No. Okay. Let's gotta go ahead and still ain't right. I got both of them. You got the right answer. What's the right answer? Jacob said that because Shaul said it. That's right. That's right. He told her that's right. Say that Philippians chapter 3, verse 17. Should be 16, I think, 17. Philippians. I asked them too. I said, y'all sure? Oh, yeah, I'm positive. Hey, we knew though you were gonna run out here. And I'm glad though. Cause you'd have pronounced something I probably ran my car in the bush. Like he been right the whole day. I knew it had to run out though. Good, but what you're saying though is a good, could be used. Even when he said about the appetite of a man is never filled, a lot of those could be used as references, and you can look at why though. If he has a desire for things that are regarded as sinful, because sin don't have a limit on it. You don't just sin up. People sin. It's a continual act. So the appetite of a man is never filled when you start to look at it if you use it from that regard. But we're going to try to look at something because he's talking about the appetite. 3:16 of the book of Philippians, okay? Listen.
This one reads differently. I was trying to.
Yeah, I know it do, but we'll work it. Let's see what it says.
Yes, sir. Nevertheless, whereto we have already attained,
Only after that we may attain unto now.
let us halak by the same rule. Let us mind the same thing.
Yeah, he said, we walk by the same rule from the rock, from the same way. Rule, same way. Okay? Let's say.
Our king be followers together of me.
Well, basically, when you look at that follow, but then he told you to be an imitator. So now we got to reference somebody. Hands. I'm saying Jordan got the answer. Well, we're going to talk, if you can remember, okay? If you can remember somebody that tried to imitate somebody. John, you had your hand raised up? We got John said, can you remember? Can you think of anybody that you remember us teaching that tried to imitate somebody in their family? You can't think of who it is? You got your hand up over there? I gave enough stuff on there. You ought to have it. Kara raised the hand. Y'all want to try Kara? Kara? Who? Who you trying to imitate? His art. Who is his art? Asu. I'm going to make sure. What you finna say? Oh, okay. You going to say Ishmael and Yasakak. They call Isaac. Oh, you going to use that one? Yeah, it went, but I could see why he would have tried to reference that. For those who don't remember, the 21st chapter of the book of Bereshit, they call Genesis, in verse 8. Yeah, he marked them. But when he tell you about being, but it's a little different. Well, you can kind of look, but his marking was in almost in criticism. You know what I'm saying? Because when Sarah came in, she told him to cast him out. And that right, his marking wasn't going to allow him to be an heir. So the way he imitated didn't come into her to say, let him stay. The way he imitated or emulated was in a manner of, I'm making ridicule of you. So now we have to look at that since you brought it up, because we can say, let me see for a second, let me see. All right, hypothetically, you walk in and I'm supposed to imitate you. But I'm following, you see what I'm saying? Now you'll say, well, now I'm only supposed to be following you so I can be an inheritor. Okay, so I can inherit what you have. So it makes sense to imitate you so I can inherit what you had a Ruach HaKodesh. I'm trying to obtain it, so I'm going to imitate what he do so I can get it. But if y'all saw, I was following him, but I was doing it in a way that I was ridiculing him. You got it? So when she saw that, let me just read it. Bereshit 21:8. So I got to take y'all answers, and now I got to fix that answer and do it. But that's fine. I mean, not fix it, but I'll show you. And which actually was a good call. Jahid, Pastor Jahid. I don't know how many members he got. They far away by, I'm sorry, one of them out there. He got that one member be talking about fighting for him all the time. 21:8, I think it is, 21:8 or 7. And it's that important. Okay. Well, let's do that. Let's see 7. I put 8. Let's see 7. Okay. 21:7 of the book of Bereshit, they call it Genesis. Listen.
And she said, who would have said unto Abraham, that Sarah should have given Benim suck, for I have borne him a Ben in his old age.
See that? Who would have said she'd have been able to nurse children? When he put Ben, he put children. Children is plural, Ben is singular. I don't know how he did this one. Benim would have been better. Ben, because she only get one children, is a plural statement. I don't even think it say children in there, does it?
It's Benim, it's children.
It say children.
She would have given children suck.
That's crazy, because she only had one. I heard about called one plural. Okay. Let's say, for I have borne him a Ben in his old age. Okay. Come on.
And the Yale grew and was weaned, and Abraham made a great muad, the same Yom that Yaskat was weaned.
See that? Weaned. So he was, that's going to be important for us. Let's see what the definition of weaned is. Weaned. Some of probably called it wing, W-I-N-G. Sometimes we got to look at words when you look at the enunciation. How many of y'all thought like wing? They say you got to wing a child off, a wing. Y'all ain't heard nobody say that. Yeah, because a lot of times people in conversation, you don't really pay attention how it's actually spelled. To pay attention, it's winged. Versus folks say, you got to wing them off. Like folk be drunk or whatever, you know what I'm saying? You gotta wing them off. So yeah, wean. Wean is accustomed an infant or other young mammals to food other than its mother's milk. So that's what she did. Okay? So that was she would get him managing without something on which they have become dependent. This is somebody on alcohol or drugs. Typically they tell you, you can't just take them off. You have to wean them off. Just like even with a baby, when you wean a baby off from the tit, you're actually substituting for something. Either you're teaching them how to eat from the table. Okay? So all these different things are important for us, and it's important. This actually became a practice or became synonymous with us as far as Yahuwah doing what he said he was going to do to us. Okay, let me see. Hold on a second. So now, okay, let's see. Go back to what we had, weaned. Okay. Okay. The child grew and was weaned. Okay, so now we need to understand that. So as the child grew, the child got old enough that he wasn't dependent upon the mother's breast milk. Mm-hmm. So that's important for us because later he came and asked us who was he going to teach knowledge, right, and who was he going to bring to understanding. And he told you who, them that are weaned from the from the breast. That's right. That's what. See, that's important. So Yassakat was getting to where this celebration was because he was actually doing what we were told, grow in kind, mm-hmm, and in the knowledge. So now he could actually begin to be taught knowledge. That's what we want to know. Who was he going to teach knowledge? Mm-hmm. Who was he going to make to bring understanding? Those that were weaned from the breast. Well, weaned from the breast, drawn from the milk, drawn from the tit, drawn from the breast, weaned from milk, drawn from the breast. All these things were important for us. So when you hear those statements, guess what refer you back to? Okay? And guess what Abraham did? He made a great muhad. Well, they call it mishta. He made a great mishta. So he made that because in celebration, the child grew. I can teach him now. Mm-hmm. He can learn. Okay? Let's see what happened. On that, okay, did I read the bottom part? Yeah, and on that Yom that Yassakat was weaned. That's when he did it. The day he was weaned, he had a muhad. Mm-hmm. So now we have muhads. Is it in celebration or in combining with the fact that we've been weaned from? Drawn from the breast? Because he made one the same day that he was weaned from it.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, that's amazing. When we start counting, we do Pesach, we start counting from the time we put the sickle to the wheat. Yes, sir. At that point, we drawn away from. It was dependent upon what it was connected to. We got to figure, we start counting. That same Yom that we put the sickle to the wheat, he said start counting. Yes, sir. Hello?
Yes, sir.
That's how we get Shabuah. That's right. Mm-hmm. Shabuah means week. Who calls Shabuah? It's the Feast of Weeks. Mm. You know what? You ain't gonna believe it. You ain't gonna believe it. Y'all ain't gonna believe it. They ain't gonna believe it. When a baby born, you know, folks start counting how many weeks they is. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Till they move into Yaris.
Yeah.
We start counting. We count. That's what we start doing from the time you put it, because we don't wean it. We don't cut it away from now, which was symbolic to us. Now he could teach us knowledge.
Yeah.
Isn't that right?
Yes, sir.
I mean, we learn it from the field. We learn it from even in the home at a certain age. They tell you sometimes that boy told, get that boy out your lap.
Yeah.
That boy too big, but you start breaking him away from that.
Yeah.
And you know what we'll do? You ain't gonna believe what we'll do for kids. They get say, we have a party for them. To celebrate their growth. The same union. And when they went down, we start celebrating, don't it? Isn't that right? Because those years start to say, now they can do. Start looking at, I'm not finna buy you no more pull-ups. Diapers finna be done. You start saying, woo, no more diapers.
Yeah.
Then I'm celebrating, get you out them pull-ups. So all the stuff we do, he looked at. He said the same day in which he was weaned, he had a mishta for him. All right? Let's see what happened.
And Sarah saw the being of Hagar, the Mizrite, which she had borne unto Abraham, mocking.
See, that's the deal. Can we see what mocking is? Mocking, making fun of someone or something in a cruel way. What's that? Derisive? Yeah, we're gonna look down. No, look down. Look up derisive. I would say divisive. Am I pronouncing it wrong when I say divisive? It's the same word, different. Derisive. Derisive. Expressing contempt or ridicule. Derisive. Okay? Derisive. Hold on, he's writing it down. So that's the difference. So now he was imitating him, right? As Shaul was saying, our king, be ye imitators of me. So if I don't have knowledge, what I go and walk, I start getting behind Shaul. So I'm doing this now, I'm marking instead of imitating to become an inheritor. There's a difference, y'all got what I'm saying? So it's important to understand things when we read them. That makes sense, y'all? I know y'all ain't dumb, but sometimes we read things, but we don't read to try to make sure we comprehend. You know what I'm saying? He has an expectation of us when we read, when we do. Let me see. Let's see something. 3rd chapter of the book of Ephesians, 3:1. He's talking to. Okay, let's see. All right, listen.
For this cause, I, Shaul, the prisoner of Yahushua HaMashiach, for you, Ruim,
For the nations. Let's see what happened.
if ye have Shama of the dispensation of the Khan of Elohim, which is given me to you word.
When you say con, if you write in your book con, go back and put concede, just in case. You don't have to do that if you remember later.
Yes, sir.
I'll wait. What's your easy? Go ahead.
How that by Kazun he made known unto me the hidden Amat as I Katab afore in few Dabarim.
It said, was made known to me the hidden truth. Usually what a mystery is. As I wrote for you in a little brief. I think it said I wrote before in a few words.
Yes, sir.
Let's see what he told you at verse 4 was critical. Listen.
Whereby, when ye read, ye may understand my knowledge in the hidden Amat of Mashiach.
So that's the difference. Now, he said, I wrote before in a few words. So when you reading, what you supposed to be able to do?
Understand.
Understand. So it's going to be that important for me when I go through other things we read to make sure we understand. He said, especially since he looked at him being a shalak was based upon him being able to give understanding, that which is a sent one. I've been sent for the nations. He said, I've been sent to them and wearing because I understand these hidden truths. That's what a hidden truth. People look, they'll say, you'll see stuff, they'll say murder mystery, right? Where the truth come out. You'll assume somebody killed, then later, you say, oh man, I thought some people will guess who. And it's hidden from you until when the plot finally comes down. So that's why they call it a murder mystery. Or, these different things people look at. So it's a hidden truth, and you have to try to figure. He said, well, guess what? I understand the hidden truth. So I've been set unto the Goyim, the nations. So, and I wrote about them, and whereby when you read it, that you'll understand it. And you'll understand how my insight. Got it? That I have an insight for these things. And that's what we're trying to look at. You're looking at a foresight and an insight on them. I understand them, and I want to make sure you understand them. Again, his desire for us in Philippians was that we be imitators of him. Yahuwah chose him. Well, if you'll emulate me, guess what? He'll choose you. Okay? He chose him to bear his ship. Okay? So just wanted us to be able to kind of look at that. So let's go back right quick to Bereshit. Well, from Kamashi to Shabai, well, you even know who's going to be here. Somebody was here, not him now. 21:9. Now.
Sarah saw the bin of Hagar, the Mizrite, which she had borne unto Abraham, mocking.
So we know what mocking is. Come on.
Wherefore she said unto Abraham, cast out this bondwoman and her bin, for the bin of this bondwoman shall not be heir with my bin, even with Yasakat.
So that, she told him to drive him out. Drive him out. Sometimes people look at driving out, you put a hard force on somebody to drive them out. Or they use military to drive them out. You put a hard force on a person to drive them out. He did that to us. That's how he got us out of Jerusalem. He sent troops in. We'll call the Chaldeans. They came in to drive us out. He wanted to be hard on us, to push them out. Same thing with him, because he was imitating them in a cruel way. Y'all know that? So let me ask y'all a question. Let's see something. See if that's Matthew chapter 28. Chapter 28, see if about 33. Matthew chapter 28. Let me see if about 33. No, 33.
Is that 20?
28. Matthew, hold on.
Sir.
Matthew 28. It should be a 33. That's you said.
No, it's
27. I'm sorry. 27, 33. I don't know why I would say 28. I'm sorry. That's right. 28 should stop about 20, 22, somewhere like that.
20.
28, 20. Yeah. 17. He spoke to the 13. He spoke to the 11. 18. He was said all power was given to him. I think. Yeah. 17 should say he spoke to the 11. I think. And the book told us with all Yasha and him being at 12. All right, 27:30. Listen.
On 30? Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
I'm sorry. Yeah, 30 be fine.
And they spit upon him and took the reed and smote him on the head.
Let's see what happened. 31. I put 33, so 30. And
After that, they had mocked him.
they ridiculed him.
They took the robe off from him and put his own raiment on him and led him away to crucify him.
So make it 29.
And when they had platted a crown of thorns, they put it upon his head and a reed in his right hand, and they bowed the knee before him and mocked him, saying, Hail, Malak of the Yahudim.
Let me read this one later. They wove thorns and made them into a crown. You get them and you wrap them around. They placed it on his head, and a staff in his right hand, and they kneeled before him. And you'll say Mark, because out here say they ridiculed him, saying, Shalom to you, Malak of the Yahudim. Let's see what happened. And
they spit upon him and took the reed and smote him on the head. And after that, they had mocked him.
And they ridiculed him. What did they do?
They took the robe off from him and put his own raiment on him and led him away to crucify him.
That's it. Y'all see what they did? Then they took him away to kill him. Okay. Well,
And-
that's fine. That's fine. That'll get good. So the reason why we went and looked at that, let me ask y'all a question. What was he the Malak? So they put a crown on his head and a robe on him and put a staff in his hand. They were imitating what his Abadim would have done, his servants. They would have got the Malak's robe. They would have got the Malak's staff. They would have got the Malak's crown for him to put upon his head. But then we found out when they did it, they were imitating some people. But was it in the way for salvation? In a cruel way. Y'all see what I'm saying? You ain't gonna believe it. You can cast them out, because they couldn't be heirs with us. There are some people who will put a crown on him, who will bow the knee before him, who will do all these things. These people will be inheritors. So this will be a good place for you to recognize there's no way these people be getting in. Sarah had already said what to do, because they did this in a cruel way. Now you got to think about this. You got to think about this. Y'all do know that Yasakar knew that, Ishmael knew that Yasakar was going to be the inheritor, that he was going to be the Malak. His marketing him could very well be him marketing him as though you're going to be the Malak. You're going to be the chosen one. I mean, that's what they were looking at. To them, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous that we're going to sit here and we're going to be your Abadim. It is ridiculous to us that you're going to be ruling over us. Look at your condition. You can't rule over yourself right now. You can't even do for yourself, just like Yasakar would have been. Just something to think about. Okay? Got to remember, he was the one who he was going to grant to be the inheritor. All right, let's go back to what we had right quick. Well, that's fine. We don't have to go back to Should we go back to Philippians chapter 3, verse 16, I think what I found? Because now we can see, again, I want to show you, since he called it, the difference in an imitator. The imitating that Yasakar was doing was marking. Okay? Mm-hmm. So that's what we want to be mindful of. Don't take that and so at 3:17, the book of Philippians.
Akim, be followers together of me.
Which makes sense to be imitators to follow after me. Okay? And
Zakar them which halak, so as ye have us for an example.
And look at those who walk halak, so as we are the pattern for us. Okay? So you're going to watch other people and you're going to be mindful of your pattern. Now the pattern makes sense for us. I need a hand. Hand. Well, that's going to beat y'all up for the hand. The pattern. The pattern makes sense for us.
Yeah, what's the question? The pattern does make sense.
I know it. That's something to let them know. That is the question. Now, Pastor Just, you trust your pastor? That's tight. You trust? He say I always trust. That's tight. What you gonna say, Pastor? Musha, when he was on the mount, pull up the olive oil chart. See that? That's it. That's why you can't have all these cooks in the broom. No, you good though. Well, because you're looking at that. This, for us, always go back and root back. We're looking at here, the sod, the trail. Okay, the trail will be as a pattern. This is where you have to walk. Furthermore, you received of us how you ought to what? So you know the trail. When Yahushua told them about, when he told them in the 14th chapter of the book of Yehukanan, and one he told them to let not their laws be troubled, if they are among Elohim, among also in him. In his Abba's bed were many, well, probably would have been mansion, they probably changed, but you know what I'm saying, from sure other bed. And if it wasn't so, I would have told you. He said, I do what? Go. No, he said, I go to prepare a place for you. Justin, your pastor out there. He said, I go to the Abba. Yeah, he said, I go to prepare a place that where I am, there you should be. That's right. So now they told him that they didn't know where he was going, and the rock they didn't know. So he let them know that he was the way, and he was the Mah, and he was the Kai life. That's the pattern we looked at. So here, okay, they just did something to me right here. What did y'all just do? Okay, saw it. So this is the pattern. This is the trail. Y'all got it? This is the journey. That's why we're on the journey. Okay, we got chase and hunt too. But the trail, the journey. So that's what we look at. That's the trail. That's what we follow. So we look there for a pattern. Okay? Some say it's a man laying on his side. Okay? That's what they'll say. It's argumentative, again, different chart. But the pattern makes sense for them, the trail. Because you think years ago, people had to draw it out for them. And we got maps later, people would draw out trails. Isn't that right? Draw out the way to how to go and how to get there. Well, that's what we had. That's what they learned. It's a pattern. Okay? So then when he told us, that's true. How do we know how to get to Shamin? What, we build a tower? What you do, you jump? How do you get there? You drive? You get on the plane and fly? Exactly. They were like, we don't know. He said, well, I'm the pattern. Think about it. I'm the pattern. If we follow what he did, right? That's how we obtain. Got it? That's how we obtain. He said, I am the way. I'm the truth. I'm the mind. I'm Kai. I'm life. Follow what I've been doing. Just like Shaul said, be ye therefore imitators of me. And you want to mark other people, which means you're going to do what? Zakar. Mark as to remember. That's why I told you to mark as to remember. That goes with your Abari. That's with Zakar. As to remember. Make sure I don't do what that crazy nigga did. Make sure I don't do what that crazy cracker did. Make sure I don't do what that nut did, or whatever you might use, in your connotation. But that's important for us to understand that there is a pattern that we follow in order for us to obtain. Okay? In the 11th chapter of the book of Abari, when we go through and he told us about Amanah, now Amanah. Amanah, substance thing, hope for evidence of things unseen, talked about whether Sakan obtained a good report. What I was trying to get down to where it starts at, you'll go down, he starts giving you people. Yeah. Okay? All these people were patterns. Got it? All of them were patterns. Every one of these people had different trails they had to cross, but it all came out to equate to the same, getting you to the same place. Got it? Every one of them had different struggles, isn't that right? Different journeys, but they all got to the same place. So it's a pattern that we're trying to follow after. Because you'll find if you go through and you start to look at the Kodashim, that they'll call the saints, you'll look through, a lot of us have similarities with some of them, okay? They got similarities. He told you about people, you didn't know the names of them. You know what I'm saying? Just told you what some refused to do and some did and what some gone. Some you'll know. He said, I had trials, or you ain't gonna believe it, he said cruel markings. Well, people, he said, so it wasn't just one. Like, oh, he must be talking about Shamshun. He said others. They also had trials of cruel markings. Okay, it was really distressful on them. You don't know them, but their story still came to play to let you know you ain't the only person. A lot of times we go through, man, you don't know what it's like. I might not know, but you ain't the only person. All of us don't go through the same thing for a reason, because everybody has different struggles. Everybody got different plights, but we all trying to get to the same place. And sometimes that's what'll happen. You'll get lost in your fight, and you'll make it as though you're the only person. You ain't the only person. Okay? All right, let's see. Okay, we read 17. Ma'akim
Yes,
be
sir.
imitated. We passed down, where we at, 19?
18.
18?
Yes, sir.
Okay, listen, 4.
Many halak, of whom I have told you often,
Many
and,
times.
and now telling you, even weeping, that they are the enemies of the two of Mashiach.
Of the crucifixion of the Mashiach. Let's see. That's why I want you to mark them as to remember who,
In is destruction,
which.
who Elohim is their belly.
So that's what we look at, the belly. You see that? We started talking about, remember, and y'all forgot how we got here because we looked up lust.
Yeah,
Lust went into appetite.
that's right.
The appetite. So they take their appetite rule over. So we were looking at the 78, let's go back to the 78, they'll call it the 78 division of Tahalim. Well, it is the 78, you know, right in the Tahalim, they'll call it division of Psalms. 78, where we was at, 28? I think 29? Excuse me, 30, I'm sorry, 78, 30.
They were not estranged from their lust.
Y'all hear that? That makes sense now?
Yes, sir.
Now we have a better understanding. So this kind of goes back into like Sunday we were talking about Kamashi. They're called Wednesday night. It was actually Thursday. That's the beginning of what Thursday, quote unquote. So now we can see what happened. Now this is why we had to do this, okay? They were not separated from their lust. Okay, separated we need to understand from their lust, okay? While their food was in their mouth, we'll go back to that, but they were not separated from the lust. It was important to understand what was the lust. They were not badal. They were not, they hadn't put a difference in between, or they hadn't learned how to fence off and, you know, and get themselves away from things that were add up to sin, kata, okay? That's what we need to understand, separate, but we need to understand what was their love. Things that are regarded as sin, kata, okay? This is something they didn't do. So, you know, people say, man, if I were to, if I had this, I used to think if I had money, I said if I had money, a lot of stuff I won't have to worry about, but that's not true. And I don't have money like to that at all. I got some pennies now. Well, I can get me a couple. I can get me some burgers. I can go to McDonald's. I can get more than one of them. I can ask for more than one number one. I can get a couple of them number two, and a bunch of them 99-cent fish fillets. Bunch of them. I know Lancaster meet me right there when I come through. He said he love them fish fillets. So now, with that, a lot of times we'll think things are like, oh, if I got a wife, I thought I said, well, if I got a wife, that's the happy fight right there, because fornication, most of you struggle, don't you? So I had a wife, I'm good. You get all your sex right there. You can get sex, have a wife, and you can still be burning. Got it? Because the thing we all have to learn is having someone doesn't change. A lot of times your ideas are different things. Sometimes they become more influences of your wrongdoing. Because when you went after it, your Lord wasn't sent in the right place. Just like that, they were hungry, so he gave them what they wanted. They said they want no. They said we don't want no more lacan, which was manna. They didn't know what it was. They wanted flesh. He said, okay, I'll give it to you. And he showed us something that we need to look at sometimes. People, because we get things, was okay, he answered my palau. He gave me what I wanted. Okay, I got that. I must be living right. I must be right. But let's find out what happened when these people were still sat on things that were regarded as katan. And that's what we got to look at. When you're getting things, you could be thinking, I must not be that bad of a person because I'm getting things. And a lot of times he'll giving you things just so he can come and he can really put you in and put his destruction on you, okay? And that's something we need to be, because we do. We'll get convinced, how bad can I be if this working out for me? How bad can I be if he let me get it? I ain't bad. But these people wanted something, and we're finding out that these people were still in a state of, they were still sinning. Got it? That's why we look at this, because it's important. How many of y'all, this is making you look at things a little differently? Because we'll think if we get stuff, okay, and did he answer their palau? They wanted meat, he gave them meat. He said, that's what you want, I'll give it to you. But I'm going to show you, because you know we'll say sometimes, oh man, I'm so sick. If I had this, I could do better. I'm going to show you this is not going to make you do better. All you're going to do is anger me more. Okay? Let's say. They were not separated from their
lust
lust while their food
was yet in their mouth.
Let's see what happened. Next verse.
The wrath of Elohim came upon them and slew the fattest of them and smote down the chosen unashamed of Yasharal.
Y'all see what he did? He got the stout ones and he subdued the choice ones of Yasharal. Let's see what happened.
For all this they kata still, and Ammon not for his wondrous work.
Pay attention. Listen here. Hold on, no, come back down for a second. In all this, and the fact he gave them food, and he came and he struck them down, they still,
Kata.
I don't know why though. Hands. Why? Why would they? Why would they? He got a hand. Get my pastor. Hold on for you. You when we get my pastor, you gonna answer. Have you had the wrong answer today? He forgot he did have the wrong answer. Didn't Kerry have the wrong answer one time? Kerry, everybody back here, look at these folks, Kerry. Look at them. Look at these folks. I'm looking at these folks shaking their head. Then look at your look. These folks say you had the wrong answer. I know. I remember you, Kerry. He said they hate you. I figured that out. Can they try somebody else for peace sake and act like you? Let's see. What is it, Pastor?
Because of the passionate desire to do. I wouldn't say wrong, but that wasn't the
Well, no, that is it. He's talking about that passionate desire, that urge to still want to do things that were regarded as sinful, that were regarded as kata. That's why, see, I've read this years back. But I never paid attention. He said all this, we say, that's just stupid. That's just dumb. Why would you be sinning? Well, first of all, he told you why. He said they weren't estranged from their lust. Mm-hmm. They still had a desire to do things that was considered kata. So that's why it's important in the 9th chapter we read in the book of Ariel 9:20. If any ish will come after me, what did he say? That's right. You're going to have a desire to do it. So desires tend, like sometimes you hungry, you might say, hey man, let's run up here to Taco Bell. Like, why not, man? They open. You say, no, I got a taste. You have a deceit. You don't want it because there's another desire saying, if you ate it, you wouldn't be satisfied. Guess what you found out? When they ate, they weren't satisfied because they had a taste for something else. So first thing he did was declare, first of all, they weren't estranged from their love. And people miss this. You know how many people miss this when they read it? Because then he come back and told you, listen, in all this, they still. Now, look what happened. And conjunction did not Ammon in his wonderful works. You don't believe what Yahushua told him one time. He told him one time and they didn't believe it. He said, do it for the work's sake. He tried to pull us. He told them they didn't. He said, believe it for the work's sake. For the sake of the works. So it'll get you from committing kata. The biggest problem we got is having an understanding of why we still commit wrong acts. Then we have to be able to associate with something. It's because the lust, the desire to still do things that are regarded as wrong to this man. So it doesn't matter what he gives us, we ain't gonna never be satisfied. It don't matter what we get, we'll ask for something and he'll give it to you to show you this isn't even what you want. But you're going to try to play me like this is key. Sometimes parents will say, okay, I'm gonna let you go ahead and go. They already know me, I know you. I'm gonna show you know why I be mad? Cause I don't never get to go nowhere. That's not why. He said, is that why I be bad all the time? If I got to go someplace and then, okay, I'm gonna let you go ahead and go. And show you that wasn't your problem. Sometimes you gotta show him. He look at, cause folks gonna lie, they gonna lie. I'm telling you, hey, he gave us some meat. I'd have never did wrong no more. I mean, he said, I'm gonna give it to you. And guess how long it took him to sin? While they were chewing. I'm trying to tell you, that's not your problem. Your problem is your desire to try to keep impeding on things that I told you not to do. And that's what we got to understand so we can be a better people. Otherwise, he give you the house, give you the car, give you the wife, give you the husband, give you the job, give you the career. And in all this, you still going to sin. And you're not going to amount in all his wondrous works. Hello?
Yes, sir.
A lot of y'all didn't know when we read that he told you too why they got Yahushua. That's why they got Yahushua. That's why he killed him. Did y'all know that? Wow, y'all missed it. So y'all don't know why they killed him. It's tight. That's right, for envy. Back it up. That's why I'm over here. Let me show you. Sorry, now he could. I mean, somebody else got to holler. It can't just be a couple people holler wrong answer. It's got to be more than one of them. No, envy is one. This we're going to remember, okay? When it comes down to Yahushua, there's a lot of variables. That is one. Envy. All these things. So when folks say, no, that's not it. He covered us on every end. That's why we delivered him over. Relating to who? Hand. That's right, Yosef. Good hand. Your mouth is your hand. Now that's fine. You know, the man don't know his hand from his mouth. I said hand. Yosef. He used his hand to take his hands down. So that's all it is. That take time. All it is, and they answered wrong still. No, but this is what we try to look at. Let me show you something. The anger of Elohim rose against them, and he did what?
Yeah.
He killed. He killed some of the who? Stout ones, the fat ones. And subdued the
choice ones of Yasharal.
That's what I do. Now you got to see it, though, don't you? I just looked at it right quick when it went down. I just kept moving because I had something else on my mind. I put it together for it. Don't take that long, though. Pick me up at the book of Matthew, said that's chapter 11, verse 16. Okay. Listen what he told you. 11 and 16. Listen.
But whereunto shall I liken this Tuladah?
Let's go ahead and compare it. What we're going to do, we're going to use compare. Okay? We're going to compare this Tuladah with another Tuladah, is what he said. That's what I need to do. I need to compare you guys with another generation. Okay? Listen what it is.
It is like unto Benim sitting in the markets and calling unto their fellows.
So when he said he was going to compare them to another generation, he was going to use the children. That's pretty much how you get them. I'm considered a Tuladah. Then my sons are Tuladah. Then their children are Tuladah. He said, well, I'm going to compare the parents to the children. That's what he said. He said, I'm going to compare you with the children. This is why would he use children? These are grown people he's talking to. Tuladah for generation. I'm going to compare you to another generation. Y'all similar. The father and the children. He kept telling us that. The same thing that came to us. That we were like our fathers. So what was he doing? He was comparing. Why would you tell me I'm like my father unless we compare? He comes and say, boy, you look just like your daddy. What are you doing? You're comparing me with. Right. Now what you going to say? He was the same way. That guy, that's that head. Right. And look at that walk. Right. You're comparing.
Yeah.
Because I show some eminent traits, some traits, some things that you see that are similar. So he's saying, let me compare the fathers with the children.
Yeah.
We were always being compared with the fathers. Mm-hmm. Let me compare the fathers to the children. That's what they like. It is like children, Benin, who are
sitting in the market
and
calling unto their fellows.
What do they call their friends? We just way like calling to their friends. We'll come back and we'll get that. Rayums, Rayums for friends. Rayums for friends. Y'all want to write that down? Cobb is what he's using for there. Rayum is for friends. Y'all got that? So, you know, they using that to cool. I ain't worried about the RE, because to be honest, to say we ain't got no E and no I, we ain't got no A and no B either. So none of it we don't have. So all of it, if you look at it really, and just all of it is Nakul in a sense, because none of it is ours.
Yeah.
We don't have these letters, okay? That's the first thing, we don't have these letters.
Yes, sir.
Everything these folk got, they stole it from us and gave it back to you. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, O, P. What come next? Q. What is your Q? Kuf. And what is your Ku? Show them the Ku. Hold on, don't get it. What I'm saying. Pay attention. This your Ku. A circle with a line coming from it, like they Q. They just kicked it to the side. Mm-hmm. They stole everything. Then got these niggas running around here. That's why you watch the people. They got you around here talking about these some monkey nose. What we know about some gorilla nose? They folk mess up so much stuff, man. And I told y'all, when you read your book, you'll find out apes had to be imported to us. We imported those. Shaloma brought them to us. We ain't had no apes over there. I don't know where folk get that stuff from. Apes in the jungle. Let me say that. These folk move stuff around, put stuff. Let me say this. These folks have imported animals and brought them in. Let me tell you something, what you don't have here. How many of y'all grew up eating wild hogs over here? That's tight. Can't use none of y'all. How many of y'all have seen a wild hog? Here, nobody. Okay. I'm gone. I can't stay. Y'all niggas ain't did nothing. Where the Yahudim at? Where Yahudim at? These niggas ain't did nothing. That's tight. I'm asking for study, nigga. So let me get it straight. Y'all ain't wild hog.
Some of the members at home are
Man, I know y'all the members. The one I had wild hog of it. We gonna get a seat for you. Y'all ain't ate wild hog. You ate wild. Hold on for this. Then I've been calling wild hog about 35 minutes. Just you believe this? This man, I've been calling wild hog. This man was him. Whole time hollering wild hog, he talking about the bin. Come on, man, wild hog. Y'all seen wild hog? Y'all seen wild? How many of y'all seen wild hog? Here, movies. Where in Arkansas? Oh, you see? What I'm saying here in America. You seen them? Good, because they're not from him. They were imported from Russia. Wild hogs are not native to America. They were imported. Now he's fine because most people don't know that. A lot of stuff is not native. They imported them. So since they've been imported and you see them, get what you say. Wild hogs here because you don't know they're not actually from here. That's why you have such a break in your ecosystem, because certain animals don't do well. I'm telling you what you don't see when you go down to Florida. You don't see a bunch of pigs. Pigs dig. Florida's an island. You'll flood that place out. They kill them. Down there they got them. They got a military base down there. They hire hunters to come in and kill them. They bring them in and kill them. They don't know that though. They bring them in to kill them. You don't need them now. They dig. In Florida, sir, you can't dig 6 feet. You're gonna strike water. You can't do it. You can't dig 6 feet. You get hogs dig. So they brought these things in, and they brought a lot of things in, and now it looks like they're native. That's the same thing they do to us. They move stuff around, and you assume they're from here. Like they take apes and take it in the jungle. But apes were actually in Lebanon. That's where Shaloma brought them from. Why he ain't go to the islands and get them out the jungle? Because these bastards move stuff, so now when you read, it look impossible. That's how they make a fool out of us. Same thing they learned what Shaloma did. He wanted for his zoo. He went, he got apes from Lebanon and brought them down in ships and brought them right into Jerusalem. A lot of stuff is not native. So these same things that people have read from Al Sefer, don't you know they learned to do the same thing? We conquered and we beat nation GUI. Guess what? They learned from us. They learned from our book. What makes you weak? Y'all remember how many of y'all grew up watching Superman? Gun. What happened? I blow his brains out. Nope. I shoot him in the chest, blow it hard. What happened? Why this don't work? Nope. I can run up to hit him with something. Ain't gonna work. I get on the other side of a wall. He can't come in now. He can see through the wall, yep, but he can't break through the wall. Break through the wall. I got kryptonite. Done. Now, how did I learn this? from just like the book teaching, from watching. They watched us. You know what your kryptonite is? Qatar. I can walk right in and take you. With kryptonite, you can do it. He ain't nothing. He's nothing. You ain't got to just sit right here about it'll kill him. Guess what they learned? Give these niggas Qatar. They done. Take Qatar away from us. They come beat us on their best day. Our worst day, like I said, our worst day, their best day is our worst day. I had to say it another day. I'm like, I'm so sleepy. I'm so sleepy. Yeah. So this is how they beat you. These people, just like we read for understanding, they read your book on how to manipulate you. When Satan came into the gun, that's why he went in there and started trying to tell them about the butcher knife. If y'all take the butcher knife, you stick each other, what'll happen? What did he do? He what? He told them about their wives. What did he do? If they did what? If they could talk. That's right. That was their kryptonite. That was their kryptonite. If I get you to do, just like him, I get you to give into your lust. Do what multiply Qatar. Then guess what? I'll get you out of here. You'll be done. That's how the folks beat us every time. Come on, let me finish this up. He had got too deep and he forgot his spray time. That's like that thing's serious, ain't it? You know what though? You're doing better. I remember you used to spray yourself. You was at I said, Austin got to get back. But you're doing better. I see you though. That's it. Don't forget to spray the crack of the cone up there like you've been doing. Do Austin, do y'all use to spray like the door frame? Go ahead, chew your hootie, nigga. Get that party, nigga. All right, listen. It's 11:16. Listen, and you want to know, and to what shall I compare this to Ladar? It is like Benin, who are sitting in the markets and calling to their realm, saying, let's see what happened.
We have piped unto you,
We have played the flutes for you,
and ye have not danced.
and you did not dance.
We have mourned unto you, and ye have
We
not.
mourn a eulogy? That probably like a eulogy or something. What is an elegy? We had to come, okay, let's go and look at that right now. Because I don't know what it is. I don't want to say I done did and it got something to do with some sisters. I ain't talking about Elohim word. Now I'm talking about these folk give us our stuff. We don't know what stuff is. A poem or of serious reflection, typically a lament for the dead. See, that's how I'm saying like a eulogy. Eulogy. It didn't say eulogy. Eulogy got a U. I went over it one time. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I remember. You remember what all that said? I'm trying to see where you at. Where Yahoo Dean at? Nothing wrong with y'all. What happened? Yeah, spray the top of the air conditioner. Listen, I said, man, y'all call the heat and air because it's leaking out the top. That man is all in the air conditioner. Because somebody claimed on us the vents. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Pastor. What you say, Pastor? Pastor Eric? I did a big, yeah, that big thing. Go back through your notes, that big thing I did. The poem, it's a poem. It's like a poem, or you probably say like almost, I guess like an obituary almost, because it's basically giving something to the dead. He said now when he played the flute, they didn't dance. You know, people that say we're musical people. He said, I mourn an elegy for you, but you did not mourn, which is like a lament for the dead. Mm-hmm. Okay, I did something like they do. We'll speak for the dead. Now people do. They have a eulogy. They have things that people get up and speak for the dead. And for you, typically they start crying. Mm-hmm. When you go reflect, they have. Matter of fact, they have reflections about them. Somebody the reflections. He said, I did that. He said, you didn't even mourn. Go ahead. Let's see what happened.
For Yehukanan came neither eating nor drinking.
That's tight. And
they say he had a sheed,
a demon in him. Sheed, man, I see a bunch of them things. Sheed, that's the book, man. You know, we be saying that stuff for the YouTube cause. Sheed, man, I tell you, man. Man, we've been saying demon the whole time. We don't know. I mean, where Yahudim at? We ain't know. He said he have a sheed in him. Sheed, man, that's tight. All right, come on.
The Ben of Adam
The who
came
now?
eating. The Ben of Adam
The son of Adam, what'd he do?
came eating and drinking.
And
They say,
what they say?
behold,
A man,
gluttonous.
he's stout. Y'all know what a glutton is? Person eats so much, they just stuff themselves. That's why y'all pay me.
Oh.
They'd have missed it. You'd have missed it. So you pay me, I can't afford to miss it. I'm waiting on my next check. We ain't got to finish going home. Hold on, let's see what else he said. Listen.
And a wine bibber,
Wine bibber.
a raya of publicans and Catain.
What happened?
But wisdom is justified over Benin.
That's right. That's how I know who's smart. I know who children you are. You all are dummies. That's what he told you. Y'all diamond. You's a diamond. If you're not the Benin of wisdom, that means you're the Benin of the diamonds.
Yeah.
You's a diamond. Let's go to Matthew 27:22. See where they're going to go. It's based off of what we read in the 7-8 division, 7-8, Tahalim 78, what was it, like 30, we back up about 28, we went back up 29. Listen what he said. And Pelotus said to them, pick me up.
Okay. Sorry.
That's fine.
Pelotus saith unto them, what shall I do then with Yahushua, which is called Mashiach? They all say unto him, let him be crucified.
Let's see what happened.
And the governor said, why? What Rosha hath he done? But they Sayak the more, saying, let him be crucified.
Okay, let's see what happened.
When Pelotus saw that he could prevail nothing, but that rather a tumult was made,
Disturbance had been in.
he took Ma'in and washed his hands before the multitude, saying, I am innocent of the dam of this Sadak person, see ye to it.
That's tight. What y'all think they just did? That's tight. They just chose the fattest of Yasharal. Why was he asking? He asked them, who did they want? Barnabas, or did they want Yahushua? Who did they choose?
Yahushua.
He was the choice and the fattest one of Yasharal. Wow, it's tight. That's tight. You don't know what happened come up the other day? They were going to be eating flesh. Yeah, he told me going to give them their flesh. He told them to take that to come. He told them this is my flesh. Yeah, all right. We just hit that right quick. They're going back up to 7-8, Tahalim 7. I ain't want this. I just saw it up there. I said right quick, just so to keep moving. It's been a lot of stuff. Sometimes I got time to stop right quick and move. It's been such a great audience. Y'all just ain't had no wild haul. It's some folks out there. Folks, it's some folks now. You know what them folks doing? It's some folks finna go break Shabbat and go find wild haul. Porky Mike, he been at the man. I know he ain't gonna need me. He said she woke up. Mike was out there. So he had a hand on Wilbur acting. Ooh, it's hard like a football. That man said Wilbur ass is hard like a football. I'm like, what is this man doing? I'm like, hey, can I take your football? You got a pet pig, keep it from him. All right, 7-8-31, Tahalim. The anger of Elohim rose against them and killed, which would be mut. Mut is one I word, but they didn't use mut for kill. Some of their, look, stoutest one. That's what they told him, he was a glutton. Mm-hmm. That's what you said, man, you're behind fat. What you say? Eating all the doing time, eating everything. They didn't even realize what was going on. He gonna be stout. And subdued the
One.
that way you want to know which one you want. Okay? We know ones is plural, correct?
Yes, sir.
So that's why you're going to cover yourself. When he was on the 2, they said he was the Malaka of Yahudim. They told him the Malaka of Yasharal. They told him to come down. He covered himself.
Yeah.
Hello? He told you that the 2 should be 1.
Yeah.
All right? Them your ones. Come on, let's ready to roll. That was extra. Put that on my check. Come on, 32.
For all this, they kata still, and Amon not for his wondrous work.
Oh.
Therefore, their Yamim did he consume in vanity, and their Shana in trouble.
So, and they put it in terror. You see that? So we look at vanity, it was worthless. Their days were worthless. You figure the time them for this time. Man, I'm sitting here putting all this time for nothing. Now they sit here, now they got to go back and count all the time you put here, all the time. Can you imagine you did all that time, it ain't count for nothing? I told you about a boss I had. He used to tell her, he'll tell you now, he'll get in there. He said, go ahead. He said, go ahead and clock out and go home. I'm like, who you talking to? He's like, man, you don't tell me what, because he was a system man. He like, who you think you talking to, white boy? He was a white. Listen, he walked right off. He gone on, his business gone on. And you just keep working, and you keep mumbling, because you like, you pissed, you want to hear you, and you want that white boy to say something. Then get paid, you come in, you be like, he said, let me talk to you for a minute. You said, he said, come on in the office, talk. We sat in the office, you start going with your day, you like, I work there. He said, that's that day I clocked you out. You said you clocked me out. He said, I told you to go home. So he looked at all that work you doing, it was vanity. And you be pissed. And you had to think about, the man did tell me to go home. But you know how we niggas, if you want me to go, you tell me if you stay, I ain't gonna pay you, then I'm gonna leave. You see what I'm saying? Them key words now, nigga, and you holler, the police coming. You know what? I'm finna go on and go. See, them words we leave, you ain't gonna get paid, police coming. But if you walk off and you just going, I'm figuring we good, I'm just airing out my differences. And he looking at, I done wrote you, he go down and he just listen, he don't like come mess with you. He done. He looking at this is free work. So you figure out good. You know what I'm saying? He don't have no attitude. He don't look at you like cut it out like so you'll know something on. So you figure we done got over that until payday. Right. Guess what happened? These folk here gonna be in the march part. You know gonna say that white boy. He kind of remind you of you who. We spent a lot of time we consumed. It was in vanity. He not gonna pay us for none of that time. Cause guess why? We never got away from our strong desires to keep accumulating kata. So therefore he looked at, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and give you all that. Go ahead and keep working. I'm not gonna pay you for this. All the time they done spent now, all these days, in vanity. You get nothing for them. And you talking about how many Chanel you don't put in? And all that's in terror. That's all I did, put these folks in terror. When you look to add up everything, you say, man, that ain't even worth it. You know, when we first started, there's a lot of folks in prison. You go and tell, you know they say, tell them about they'll tell you what they did. You know what they say? If I had to do it again, I wouldn't have done it. Guess what happened? All that they saying don't change how much time they got. That's why we got to come through. We are on to have an opportunity to do better than people going before us. To sit down and consider. Now I know that to say, I go out here and think because he give me stuff, I'm good with him. He said, no, all that's in vanity. You know who told us about that first? Shalom. Where's Solomon? He kept telling us all that stuff. He told me how he got pools, he had this. He said, I got me men's servants. I got me women's servants. He said, all was vanity and vexation of the Ruach. It was terrible. He tried to tell us of that. All that stuff he got, he was considered the wisest malak and the richest we ever had. And yet when he went against Elohim, when Elohim clearly told him, man, you're not supposed to marry these people. The man say, clave to them. He's, I love them all, every one of them. All right? And get what happened? All his days wound up being to nothing. That's why he came back, he could write Kahala. That's his lex. He tried to tell her. He said, all it vexed sanity. He said, all it did was vex me. He said, all was vanity. And we never understood why, because he went back, he looked at. All this stuff them folk doing, it gonna come back and hurt them later. And guess what? It was written. You know why? For our admonition. For our warning. So, how good I'm gonna do? Going out of everything that's wrong. Doing what's wrong. How good I'm gonna do? See, the way I'm gonna do it gonna be different. I'm gonna do it the same way they did it. And he said, it ain't gonna add up to nothing. Let's see what happened after this. I try to let y'all go, because y'all forgot where we started at. I don't have to look behind me. We started at Jacob chapter 1. That's how we got over to him. See, you know what I do different than people? Everybody different how they do stuff. I keep myself where Elohim can use me. See, I don't be where he can use me, I'm gonna be on a mess. I need to know some right stuff on my hand. Said, let it go, let's just go free. Let's see what it says. Let's go where he can take it. And you know what? He can only take it as far as your ability is. How much you gonna avail yourself? We need to understand this, don't we?
Yes, sir.
How many times you done heard all this vanity? That's tight. This same people ain't seen no pig.
Several times.
I have nobody, you know these people that said they ain't seen a pig, they ain't never heard of vanity. they got, what about Vanity who would print? What about Vanity Fair the magazine? Come on, somebody done heard of Vanity. But this girl named herself nothing.
Right.
Waste of time. We say, man, you seen Vanity. Vanity? Adds up to nothing. Then he said, wound up being vexation to you. Yeah, that's something to look at. Let's see what he did. When he
Slew them, then they sought him, and they returned and inquired early after Elohim.
and they searched. Listen what happened now. When he moved them, then they sought him and returned and searched diligently for Elohim. You don't believe it. When Yahushua moved, those folk came, they were early, they were looking for him. That was y'all the money they were running looking for him. It had to happen again.
Yeah.
Why y'all think they were looking for him? That's what they were moving. He said, why is it when y'all walk one with her and you were sad? They said, you don't know what happened. They were running and searching for him. When she came back and told them she didn't find it, coughing them, they went running. They said their words seemed like it were idle tales. They didn't want to believe it. They said she said I had seen a host of Malachi that told her that he had coon. Them folk went running looking for him. They were searching for him. Guess what? After he moved, and they saw what happened to them. He said, guess what? When I kill y'all, he said, then y'all to start seeking me. It's gonna be COVID at one time had folks to start wanting to change. See, once they sit among us for how I just keep my mask on. That don't do. That mask gonna come back and backfire too. Yahuwah gonna get them off of us.
Yeah.
I ain't telling you to throw them away. I'm just telling you, he don't get them off of us. The first thing we gotta work on, we gotta get this right.
Sure.
This and this gotta be in sync with that. That mind, that heart, gotta be in sync with that debunk.
So,
That's right. These masks not gonna save us. All right, let's see what happened.
and they zakar that Elohim was their sewer.
Boy, look here, man. When you out here on sinking sand, they start realizing I wasn't going down like that when I was with Yahuwah. That's what they zakar, which means, you know what? Listen, they zakar, right? They had to mark it
That's right.
to remember.
Yep.
Mark it as so to remember. That's Maroc.
Yeah.
That's Maroc now. What happened?
And the high Elohim, their redeemer.
That's remember. They remember. When I was in Mizraim, our Abba was in Mizraim, who came and got him? Who came up and made up for a bad aspect? Who did it? That was Elohim. Mark it to remember. Yeah. He told them, mark it to remember. He told them when they talked with the Benin, he said, talk with them and tell them why. When we sat down and keep us out, we were supposed to sit down and tell them why. Because he said the Benin were going to know, why were we doing that?
Yeah.
We were supposed to mark as to remember. That's why we went back. We commemorated every Shana. We go back so we can make sure we come back to tell them why. This is Yahuwah's Passover. This is Pesach. Yahuwah came and delivered us from Mizraim and redeemed us to make up for a bad aspect or something. We're supposed to look at. He said, we had the zakat as to remember it. Mark it so you'll remember it.
Sir.
And they also consider that that's our Redeemer. Come on. Let's see what he did.
Nevertheless, they did flatter him with their paw.
What if we said we deceived him? Huh? You know what he called us one time, Yahushua? Called us a Tuladaf or Nakash. Why would that man call us Tuladaf, a generation of snakes? Because Ka'ua already told him, said that Nakash deceived me. That Nakash deceived me. He said, Yahuwah said, you know what? Them folks deceived me. That's what they did. They deceived. He said, you know what? We deceived him with our paw, not your daddy. And
They kazab unto him with their tongue.
boy, I tell you the truth. He said, that's what we did. We just see that mouth open up, that tongue start lying. Come on.
For their law was not right, was not sadiq with him,
Here,
neither were they steadfast in his berit.
Let's say that. He said, for their law was not steadfast. Let's look up steadfast right quick. I want you to see you and why you should consider him, all us in him. I'd rather read about them than be them.
That's right.
I got a chance to go through and get it right. Resolutely, dutifully, firm, and unwavering, steadfast. He might have put indubitably. We'll just look at firm and unwavering, loyal. They'll put faithful, committed, devoted, or similar words you can use versus the definition. These words are similar. Devoted, committed. So they weren't committed. So that's why it was easy for them to turn and get out the way. Wasn't a real commitment to them. That's how we all have to look at it when it come down. See, now we have to, you know, the average person you ask from Christian, you say, well, no, not the average person. There are people in religious settings that will say they're dedicated, devoted to, but they're not actually really committed to it. That's their first and foremost. It isn't. You always got people that's lackadaisy, people is not that serious. I just go. You ain't got to go all the time, because they'll get, you got those people, it ain't the building. So if you go all the time, you saying he the building. He not brick and mortar. So you saying when I'm out here and he not with me unless I'm in the building? No, I ain't say that. So what are you saying? So you said, let me just leave you alone, because you're trying to find something to make stuff sound stupid, okay? But when you're committed, you make sure that you don't let something come in and interfere into that berith, that covenant, or that, you know, or that commitment. You know what I'm saying? Just like a marital relationship. You're gonna see women, you're gonna see men, there are people gonna try to come in and try to persuade you and do stuff, but when you're committed, you don't allow that to deter you from that, because of your love for. Got it? Your heart for. And that's what he looked at with them. The reason why they weren't committed, because they didn't have a heart for that. That was really, their love was not there. And that's what he tried to get us to understand. A lot of times we try to rationalize our wrongdoing, and we try to figure it, though we don't know why, and it's hard for me to understand, and I can't explain. But that's why he put, because we have to see it from him, from his explanations. He's explaining us why all this went wrong. You know, I read this years ago. I ain't read this, I don't know how many years go back. But looking at it now, it just makes so much sense. A wife, he told me, he said, went astray from their lust. Then he tried to tell them their law wasn't right. All this started to make sense. Then you're not committed. This ain't something you want to do. I remember I took gymnastics in elementary. We were called the Flying Tigers. You remember that, Smitty? The Flying Tiger, that for a time. She came behind me. I was a big star. They seen me coming. I joined the Flying Tigers. I was good. I was on my way. I could have been somebody. I see Ray, he be fair. I look, I say, you know, he decent. He decent. But where I was and what I want to do, see, I didn't want to put in the time like I needed to, and the man saw me, and you know what, the man got rid of me. He said, you know, and I didn't understand why. I just figured he just got rid of me, but I wasn't committed. You could see there's some other things kind of lurking, pulling you, and he looked at, just wasn't committed. But to me, I felt like he should just let me stay, because I wanted to do it. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't want to do it enough to where what he needed, what he see, because, you know, when you do that, you did competition, you did shows, so like that, you not the person. You got what I'm saying? And that's what Yahuwah start looking at. Sometimes, like, people let people go, but they don't explain to them why. Well, he's coming back to explain what was the problem with these people. Well, first of all, they weren't estranged from doing what I told them not to do. And then it's because their law wasn't right. Then you know what? They were kazab. Their mouth would say stuff, but it would be a direct kazab. I want to believe him, but I keep catching him in Kazabs. I start looking at what all the things that happen for this to happen. The law. A lot of these things play a major part. When Yahushua told us, nothing but the pure in shall see Elohim. Because he's gone over this. And when he would say things like, he that had an ear to hear. People tell me, well, I'm listening. This is what we, the difference of what we do. Shama is listening so you can do. Don't confuse it with just like, you could be telling me something, I could be looking off. You say, I hear you. But my action will clearly show you I'm not listening to do. I'm just listening so I can say, I heard you. Okay? I'm not stupid. And I don't have to be looking at you to hear you because my eyes ain't my ears. But when you shama, you're listening as to do. That makes a difference. You're listening as to do. God, that's why I let them to hearken. Shama, I need you to stop what you're doing to hear as so you can do it. That's a difference. You heard me. Mm-hmm. Did you? They'll tell you, do you understand what I just told you? Remember, some old people, now y'all need the old folk to tell y'all that. They'll look at you, get on you. They make sure you show that fear. They know you heard me to know what I said, what I want you to do. Because if you walk from me and do different, I'm going to beat the piss out you. You know the other thing going to come out too. It's going to be a turtle head. The old folk, because they didn't just go with that just look. They could look at your face and tell you ain't paying attention to what I'm saying. And they ready to knock the piss out you. Because they're like, I want you to hear it as in to do it. And this is something we have to do. When we stop confusing Shama with listening from these people, because again, I heard you, which means I was listening. But was I listening so I could do it? Or I was listening so you can't say I didn't hear you? That's the detriment into what we do with him. He ain't to be played. So these people were playing him. I heard you, but you didn't hear me as in to do. Okay? This is a lot of our problem. When he told Yasakal, when he told Yakazakal, he said, your people, they standing by the wall and they talking. And they saying one to another, let's go and hear what is the bar for Elohim. He said, they come and they sit before you as my arm. They hear your debar. They weren't shama. They didn't shama. He said, they shama, but they're not shamming to do it. They're shamming so they can say, I heard him. He said, you heard what he said? I heard him. You didn't hear as in to do. You heard so you can say, I heard him. That's a big difference in hearing to do. But in order to hear to do, you got to be somewhere here and here. And you got to be able to put away those desires. Got it? Now, when Jacob in the 35th chapter, if I'm correct, of the book of Bereshit, after he had left from Laban, he left from a land and a place with Anashim wives. I'm sorry, not with Ashah. Anashim. Nashim for wives, women. So they came from a different practice. When he got ready to take them from where he was going to, he was going straight to the Beth Elohim. And you know what he told him to do? Be clean. No, be clean. Because if you change them clothes, I've seen folk do that right here. They'll change them clothes, but they ain't clean. Hey, park that Mercedes over there. So they'll, yeah. But he said change. He told them first to be clean and change your garments. See, this is a conjunction. You know what we do? We don't put old stuff, new stuff, or clean stuff on top of dirty stuff. So the dirt is still up on the bottom, which means it's going to resonate. It's going to come back out. Got it? So he told them first thing, it be clean, change your garments. Guess what happened? And he told them to do something else. Why? First of all, I ain't clean up. I ain't changing. Okay, didn't mean. I ain't got nothing. If I got to be somebody different than that, I ain't used to me going. And then I got to put away, because they had them with them. This is the stuff that was Qatar. So they took it and they buried it. What else you bury? They knew them Elohim, they had no light, they want to bury. They'd have kept. I ain't burying Elohim nowhere but in him. And that for them is a rock. So they already knew it ain't nothing. And every person know they ain't in nothing. You tell the real truth, these people know they ain't in nothing. He told them to bury it. He said, because we're going to the Beth Elohim. So get what they learned already. First thing I do is clean myself up. Change what I've been doing. And I got to put that stuff away. Because this stuff here, I'm not a stranger. If I take this with me and I go the way I'm going, how long? Man, that's a good message. I'm right back to playing with this. I'm right back to who I am. See what I'm saying? So we start looking at, I've been coming, but ain't nothing happened. Did you really get clean? Did you change your garment? Did you put away all that stuff that you were attached to? The stuff that multiply, adds up Qatar. Before you came, if you didn't, that was error right then itself. So it's so important for us to learn that pattern of how we have to do these things, being clean. Just like we learn the natural way. People want to go, so let me go home and change. Typically going home to change, I'm going to take a bath. Why? Because I want to take off the dirt that I got from work, dirt I got from, or just what I feel better when I clean myself up. Then I'm going to put on some clean clothes that kind of give me the attitude for where I'm going. Got it? And then you bury and getting rid of some stuff. Right now, I don't need that. I need to get rid of that because of where I'm going. Got it? I need to separate myself from it. And that's how they separate. They buried it, put away. They never went back and they went back for it. That's the mind we got, like shout and leaving those things behind. You know what? You know the key what they did. Recall, she left with her abbas. She left with her abbas, his Elohims. But you know when she put them away, you never read when they went back to pick them up. Guess what she did? Just like Shaul told her. He said, forgetting those things, and I'm putting them behind me. Count them as dung. And again, she started to press toward the mark. That's what we look at. When you commit Qatar, it means you missed the mark. It made no sense to go to service. It made no sense to go to the Beth Elohim and you already missing the mark. It made sense to clean up. It made sense to change who you are, and it made sense to separate yourself from your lust. That's why she stole them. That was her lust. It was, she like, I don't want to let this go. I can leave my dad, but I'm taking this with me. This is a part of who I am. And that's what happened with us here, why we never get the full benefit of what he do. Because we never separated from him. She had to separate from it. His whole bit, everybody. Everybody clean up. Get rid of it. All right, I'm finishing this up. 37. Look, for their law was not committed toward him. That's why we don't stop it. A lot of time we keep pretending, no, why you think I be mad? Why you thinking? I ain't no thinking nothing. Right here, he told him, look, the law. It's not committed. Toward who? He said toward him. Stay toward him. Just like a man law got to stay toward his wife. A woman law got to stay toward her husband. He said stay toward me. Stay committed to me. Come on. It didn't make sense to anybody.
Yes, sir.
Look at that. Nor were they
steadfast in his berit.
In his berit. So they use faith. What word we got here for faithful? Here, emunah, like emunah, word, you, barrel. Here's the word we're using.
Yes, sir.
For faithful.
Mm-hmm.
All right, come on. Listen.
But he, being full of compassion, forgave their iniquity and destroyed them not.
Lee, this is something. Forget. How about he did? No, ain't no you did. How about he atoned? He atoned for their iniquity. Let's look up atone. Because we have a time in which we do that. Well, we atone. And atone, guess what we do? We don't eat. Well, we don't eat nothing. That's right. We don't eat nothing. We don't drink nothing for that period of time. Because everybody that do it gonna be what? Cut off. You know, Yahushua atoned for us. We didn't pay attention. That's what they did. You know, they sat down. He told me he wasn't gonna eat with them. He broke it. He didn't eat. After he sat down, he didn't eat that with him. He told me he told me he wasn't going to drink it. He couldn't. He was atoning. The book that told Yahuwah did it for us. So how you see a Ruach do that? I understand if a man do it, or Ish do it. So it made sense to have a man. They said when he broke, people said, they taught it to us in a way like he did it. He did not eat that. He sat down and he pulled out. He broke it. He gave it to them. Let's say I had time. People, hold on. 22, 21. See if that's Oriah 22:13. Let me see that's what I want. See, people don't, a lot of stuff. And see, when you go back and read, stuff just makes sense. See if that's 22:13. I want to say, because 23 might be 23. Let me see, 22. 13 might be 22. 20 might be 23. Let me see. You in 23. 13. Oh, yeah, 22. 22. 13. Oriah, they call Luke. That's all right. I'm going to shoot mine back. All right, it's 22 and 13. Oriah, they call Luke. Listen.
And they went and found as he had said unto them, and they made ready the Passah.
That's what they did. He told them about a room a man had kept for him, and he told them to go. And when they found it, it was just like he told them. That's what happened.
And when the hour was come, he sat down, and the 12 Shalakim with him.
Okay, so it came to pass when the hour arrived, he reclined at the table, and the 12 Shalakims were with him. That means the sent ones. Okay.
And he said unto them, with desire, I have desired to eat this Passah with you before I suffer.
Hold on for a minute. I have deeply longed to what, Lily?
Eat this Passah with
Why
you.
you ain't gonna eat it? You atoning for something? To eat this Passover with you before my suffering? What was he doing? Let's see the next one.
For I say unto you, I will not any more eat thereof until it be fulfilled in the Malkuth of Elohim.
Next verse. 17.
And he took the cup and gave Hadu and said, take this and divide it among yourselves.
I can imagine what he tell him after that.
For I say unto you, I will not drink of the pari of the vine until the Malkuth of Elohim shall come.
What was he doing then? He had to be atoning. Let's see what atone means. When you talking about the color of your skin, when you talking about how loud your voice is, to me, I don't like your atone. You know, don't worry, I can't do it. It's a seat for you. Baby, please don't try to laugh, mister. Are you with me, Ray? It was good? All right, we'll try to find you a seat there. No. Look what he do. Make amends or reparations. That's what he was doing. Guess what he looked at? First of all, you're not estranged from your lust. We know what lust is now, right? From the things that add up to be sin, kata. Your love ain't right, your heart. Neither is your mind steadfast, okay? You're not amanah. You're not working to build up with me, okay? You lie whenever your mouth open, your lips moving, and your tongue start tapping, you telling lies. I'll harm you so much, though. I'm going to atone for it. I'm going to make amends for it. Okay? And let me show you how that worked for you. Let's go back over and finish reading. No, back over to Tahalim 7-8. I'm trying to get ready to let y'all go. I know we've been here a while now. I know some of y'all got that party to get to. Got to kiss them folks in the mouth and get your corona. Chris, hold on. They finna drop some more fries. But I know his mouth good and white right now. But he being compassionate atoned for kafar. That's what we got. Kafar is atone for their iniquity. He made amends for the iniquity and did not.
Destroy them.
What should have happened to him? What should have happened to him? So now we understood what Yahushua did. He made amends. You know, folks say, see, he ain't got the. See, back then he ain't had no mercy and grace back then. I don't know what these people did. Everything just told these folks should have been cut off and killed. I'm telling you, said right in my face, lying. You, oh, your mom, you lying to me. Your law ain't right. Your mind ain't on me. You ain't committed. You're not estranged from everything that add up to Qatar, and I should kill you. He said, but I'm being full of compassion. So guess what they did? He atoned for their iniquity and did not
Destroy them.
So when you read Yochanan 3:16, it told you Elohim saw Ahab did right, that he did what? His only begotten being, that whosoever among in him should not perish, should not be destroyed, but they should have Olam Kai. So guess what happened? Same thing he did for them, he did it for us. The only reason he gave his only begotten, that was his atoning.
Yeah.
He was the atonement. I gave him because he was atoning. You won't understand unless you understand what you're reading here. What should happen to us? We should be destroyed. But he, being compassionate, atoned for their iniquity and did not destroy them. And often he restrained his and did not arouse.
Oh, his wrath.
Let's see what he knew. Maybe he knew something, Lee. 39. Thus,
He's a car that they were.
he marked us, Lee, to remember.
Yes, sir.
Man, y'all ain't never saw.
That's right.
I messed around and put all my anger. Y'all forget that's why we went to your code one. We had to read all this just to get from your code one. Man, the man just sitting out. Y'all said, oh, we could have just went right here and got him. But you need to understand what you're doing. I know man, we could have been through this, and you need to understand it. Because he told you, wherefore my Akeem, be quick to hear, slow to wrath. I mean, quick to hear, slow to speak, slow to wrath. You see what he said he did?
Yes, sir.
Because you need the zakah. You need the zakah. Okay? So he marked us to remember that they were just basar.
Yeah.
All it was a spirit that passed and did not return. You know who told her that? What Yashayahu told her? All flesh is, he told him to cry. He asked him, what should he cry? He said, all besides grass and all the glory of Ish is as the flower of grass. The grass withered and the flower followed away, but he that do the will of Elohim shall abide for. Okay, don't want that at all, but you just pushed me through it anyway. So, I mean, was you trying to start another different ministry than what we have here? I'm the man all over the place. Acts of the Apostles, what? At the time this ignorant, he winked, and that's 17 and 30, but now he commanded all men everywhere to repent. Okay, I definitely didn't want that either. So what we're doing now is putting me on a series of quotating things that you guys want me to preach. Yes, sir. Like it's a vapor. Are we going to talk about him after I finish? You said what now? Part of who say? Solomon said, life is a vapor of smoke. I think he might have got that from Hemp 909. He got that vapor of smoke. I'm thinking him. No, not about him saying that. It messed me up at that point right now. That's so tight right him passing did not return. I know the type. Say that Oriel 14. Oriel. I'm sorry. No. EU. I'm trying to get y'all out of here. EU, they call Job. Hold on. So forth. Yeah. EU 14. It's 13, 15. Said, though he slay me, That wasn't him. Okay. Listen.
If a Gabar moved,
You said what happened now?
if a Gabar moved,
I couldn't imagine what he said.
shall he kai again?
That's what he realized. That's what the book told y'all that Yahuwah remember. He said it's just a vapor smoke. He said it's just like the wind. They pass it and they not again. EU asked you that. If a ish move, shall he live again? Tell him what you got to tell him.
All the Yamin of my appointed time will I wait till my change come.
That's what he said he gonna do. So he looked at all the Yamin of my struggles. I shall wait until my change come. That's all I can do. What y'all do, you at a store, you buy something and it's $15 and you give them a $100 bill and they say, wait a minute, I'll be right back. What you gonna do, go and leave? You gonna wait for your change to come. That's right, ain't it? Guess what he looked at? I'm waiting on my change to come.
Right.
So Yahuwah had put us through a struggle, a cycle of things we have to endure and go through to moot come. He said, well, listen, when a man moot, is he gonna live again? It'd be different. He look at, I can get back up and I can, you know what I'm saying, do something different or get another opportunity, you know. So I gotta wait. I gotta make sure, I gotta wait till my change comes. A lot of times we move too fast. We don't wait for him to move. We wait to see how he do things. And look at how a lot of our struggle things we go through, they mature us to make us better people. We're so busy, want to fight and get out of situation. That's even with myself. Sometimes we don't wait because we want things to move at our pace and our speed. And a lot of times, that ain't what he want for us. So it's to make sure when we do things or we get things, we keep things in perspective. What's first, what's priority? This. I'll tell him Boston. He like me. He got about 100 different things. That man probably made a business just before the Shabbat went down. Too much stuff, overwhelm and burn you out. He be broke down, toe down, and sleep be all jacked. I sleep all jacked up. I sleep. My wife, it's like somebody blow her brains out every night. I want him to go to sleep. I be so pissed. I don't know how that nigga sleep that whole night. God. And then I hate to wake up. So I said, Twain. Like I said, Twain. Hog. I said, Twain. Hog. I said, just go back to sleep. I don't even want to talk. Nigga done lost it. Man, she lose it. She would get, man, she got one night, she right there. And got right here in my face and holler. My hair was just growing out. It was just pushing out my head. That thing, I was so pissed. I couldn't even say that. She scared me. She said, ah! The little hairs in my head was just coming out. They were just screaming out. Then they just sucked back in. I said, she be good for it. Use her for getting an afro. I can't use that nigga for that now. I try to tip around that nigga when she sleep. I try to make too much noise because she can jump up at any time and lose it. Her and her kid. Bryce, Austin, Alan, and her. All psychos. These people can get up and watch us and go somewhere. I said, what you say, nigga? I said, and walk, eyes open, and they go back and go, you see them nigga that? He said, I said, hey, nigga, you know you was up and you was talking. When? I said, y'all niggas crazy. I said, all of you crazy. I have never got up and just walked up. Listen, eyes open, they had a conversation. I remember one time I asked you, she said, so I said, in my closet, I said, who? She said, she thought somebody, I said, they're in your closet. Yeah, they're in my closet. I said, nigga, go back to sleep. She went right on back to sleep. I said, these niggas crazy. They're just walking here, come, eyes open, and be talking, you can tell, you like, you know what I'm saying? Nigga like that, you gotta, listen, I'm like, I ain't talking like, these niggas act cold, I had to grab the heater. I said, I don't know which one of these niggas get up. You had to sleep with a gun. You don't know when these niggas gonna start walking around there talking. So anyway, my poor life just messed up. I don't get to sleep like them. Hemp was keeping me, I use hemp to go to sleep. I need to sleep, so I'm like, it's a quick hit. Boom, I was sleeping through the whole, I said, got it. While I get that knife, I said, all right, y'all, I'm gonna go to bed. Well, I'm going out. Hard, be gone. Wake up, be 2 hours. I said, man, I thought if it wasn't a clock, I'd be like, thought I had 8 hours. I went, that nigga still, I'm like, bed all took up, nigga way out the way. Then she went on the cover, I eased. I said, I can't put, I said, that nigga finna start screaming. So I be kind of tug, gotta get that nigga, move back. I said, this nigga, you know. Cause I don't feel like that hard. They screaming, you know what I'm saying? Cause my nerve bad. I said, you know what? I said, just let her have it. I ain't got time to fight about no cover. I don't want to hear all that noise. It rattled me, make me nervous. I'm like, real, Mike, when he talking about putting that chain in that collection plate, he said the chain make me nervous. Ooh, boy, folk don't know my struggle. And I'm like you. Listen, I just wait for my change to come. I had to just wait for a rod. When she get that cut and roll on that thing and hook it all around like that, I said, that's it right now. I got to freeze the done deal. I just go and get ice cubes, just give them, just put them on my body. I said, come on, freeze. I don't used to wait. I'm going to freeze doing that. Just get some ice, lay it on my body, and just go ahead and be ready. Isn't that right? That freeze, receive my body into your hand. I mean, it's rough. Boy, don't know my struggle. Well, yeah, we're going to have to get right now. I appreciate y'all. That too. Appreciate it. Appreciate Mr. Yehoah.